On the morning of August 16, 2021, a wave of people rushed towards Kabul airport, desperate to board the last flights leaving Afghanistan. Crowds ran onto the runway and chased military planes evacuating foreign citizens and Afghans. One man filmed himself and others clinging to a plane as it taxied for takeoff. The day before, on August 15, the Taliban, after making rapid gains throughout Afghanistan, swept in and took control of the capital. President Ashraf Ghani fled, leaving the Taliban in power. Meanwhile, US and allied troops were in the final days of their withdrawal from Afghanistan after 20 years of war.
People destroying hard drives down there at the end. The American flag here is the last one.
Troops were tasked with a large-scale evacuation operation, which President Joe Biden called one of the biggest airlifts in history. Some boarded planes, but many others were left waiting outside the airport. Panicked parents handed their children to foreign soldiers, who lifted them over the barbed wire-topped walls that surround the airport. On August 26, an explosion at the airport killed 170 people, including 13 US service personnel who were helping with evacuations. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the blast. By August 31, the final US troops had left. The White House said more than 120,000 people were evacuated. But millions were left behind to witness the rapid changes introduced by the new Taliban government. Within days of the new regime, billions of dollars of foreign aid, which previously made up 45% of the country's GDP, stopped. Afghanistan's central bank assets were frozen and sanctions were put on Taliban leaders. The country plunged into an economic and humanitarian crisis. 1 year on, and almost half of Afghanistan's entire population, 19.7 million people, face acute hunger, according to the United Nations World Food Programme. Nearly 4 million children are acutely malnourished, more than 80% of households are in debt, and over 90% struggle to meet their food needs. Life for Afghan women and girls changed dramatically. Many can't leave the house without a male chaperone. Most women not working in healthcare or primary education are no longer allowed to go to work. Girls were banned from attending high school above the 6th grade. In March, on the day when Taliban authorities told girls to return to school, they changed their minds and sent them home.
صرف 7 خواندن میتونیم و ما این امید داریم که صرفای 7 باز شود تا من بتونم بخوانم و خواهرای من بتونن بخونن.
Girls in grades 7 to 12 are still banned from attending high school. Women continue to protest for bread, work and freedom. On August 13, a protest was violently dispersed by the Taliban, who fired their weapons into the air. According to the UN, the Afghan economy has contracted by an estimated 30 to 40% since the Taliban took power. Poverty rates are projected to reach nearly 97% by the end of this year. Yet supporters of the hardline Islamist group found cause for celebration as they rallied near the US Embassy in Kabul to mark the first anniversary of the takeover.
Taliban